You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Sister Wives fans. Today, we're going to talk about some bizarre stuff that popped up in the background of the TLC episode. Stuff you can see that belongs to Kody, Robyn, and the others. We've seen some really weird things over the seasons. And before we get into that, though, please click and subscribe if you're not following us. Maybe we weren't meant to see these things, or it could be things that were left out on display intentionally. You know, maybe Kody and the women staged it so fans would have something to talk about to keep them interested in seeing what's going on in their lives with him and Meri and Robyn and Christine, because it's all about the ratings to keep the money coming in. So once Kody and the four women moved to Vegas, we got to see a lot more of their stuff spread out over four houses because they each had a bigger place. And then we saw even more of this once they moved to Flagstaff. In Las Vegas, you remember Robyn, Meri, Christine, and Janelle each had a nice big house on the same cul-de-sac, making it easy for Kody to make his marital rounds. And some of the stranger things spotted by fans happened when they filmed in the Vegas homes of Robyn and Christine and the other brides. And in case you didn't know, production crew that works on Sister Wives, they go through and they make a sweep of the place that they're going to film before they roll cameras. They have to make sure that logos aren't showing on food or products that could cause copyright issues. And they go and they do pre-checks at Janelle, Christine, Meri's, and Robyn's places. They don't just walk in the door with cameras and immediately start filming the moment they walk in. That's not how it works. There's all kinds of pre-production. They go through, they remove photos of friends or family members who didn't sign consent to be seen on the show because they don't want to have to blur a bunch of stuff out. And you will still see blurring where they miss some stuff. But basically, most of the stuff that you see has been approved by production to appear in the scenes, and obviously approved by Kody and whatever wife's home they were in when they were filming it, because they chose to leave it out. That means anything spotted is either an intentional choice to be on display or, I don't know, neglect, or they didn't realize it would cause drama. Usually, though, I feel like Kody and the wives are intentionally stirring drama for ratings. And Robyn's house in particular catches fans' eyes for things they've spotted in the background over the seasons. But all the wives have had little things caught on camera, stuff they may not want seen by viewers. As a busy working from home sister wife, Meri's usually pretty organized, almost to a fault. And I think it helps she has only one kid, so there's not a tornado of messiness in her house. But in one episode, fans were quick to note, and I'm going to show you right here, that Kody's first wife had let a mess run wild in her kitchen just as they came in to film. I'm assuming Meri's kitchen isn't always this messy, but when it's caught that way, fans notice. And Janelle has been one battling clutter for a while. But I will say in her defense, she has 6 kids with Kody, so it's no wonder things could get out of hand now and then and things pile up. Janelle's living room had a corner piled high with clutter, and heck, it might not have even been her stuff. It may just have been a pile of stuff that she was keeping for some of the kids because she has such a wide age range of kids, And Kody's second wife also has been moving into increasingly smaller spaces over the years. But even when Janelle was in a bigger home, her bedroom wasn't safe from being a catch-all for clutter. But, we've all been there, right? Obviously, Janelle knew the cameras were coming, but maybe she had no other place to put the stuff. And that's why it's all sitting out in these pictures I'm showing you. Another Sister Wives scene of Janelle with Kody in her bedroom had fans laughing. And this time it wasn't clutter, it was something really interesting. TLC cameras caught a clump of blonde hair that was hanging on a dresser mirror in the background when Janelle and Kody were in her room. The debate among viewers was whether the blonde hairpiece was a wig for Janelle or a wig for Kody, because the color kind of matched either of them, and it was in a bedroom they shared. Once Janelle moved into the RV, things got even more crowded, and it seemed to make things worse. She was stuck storing stuff everywhere, even on top of her little stove. But I'm sure in her new house, all the way across the country, far away from her ex-husband, Kody, Janelle's going to be able to spread her wings and put her stuff out where she wants to. And then there's Christine. Before moving in with her new husband, David Woolley, her place also seemed a little over full. That was more so in Flagstaff. But then again, she also had 6 kids with Kody. And, you know, as a mom, you get stuck storing stuff like you are a U-Haul storage facility when you have grown kids. These days, when the TLC cameras are filming at Christine Woolley's new home as a new wife, it looks like pages from a magazine. Everything is in its place and immaculate. So maybe she gave back everything to her grown kids, or maybe she downsized, or maybe it was just getting rid of all of Kody's hair products that made some room. And back in the day, though, you'd routinely see dishes in the sink and on the counters at Christine's place. And again, 6 kids, you know. When a camera peeped into one of her kitchen cabinets with the door ajar, there was a whole bunch of stuff just kind of crammed in. And that suggests that maybe she just was shoving stuff in that she wanted to get out of sight before cameras rolled. I mean, that's got to be high stress. But it's not like Kody's third wife didn't know the TLC crew would be there. You know, she probably had time to do a thorough cleaning. However, I'm glad she didn't always pick things up and put stuff away, because Christine's house is the place where cameras caught the famous calendar on background. They didn't cover it up or move it. Even though it was a fleeting scene, I'm going to show you, of Kody standing with Christine in the kitchen, you could see a calendar on the wall. And fans thought this must be Kody's infamous intimacy schedule for his rotating bedroom duties, although that was never confirmed. But it is scenes of sister wives shot at Robyn's house that draws the most fan comments. I will say that across the board. For the bulk of filming in Flagstaff, people that came to see Robyn or Kody weren't invited into the house. I remember that one day they were filming, this was before Meri had left. It was like 2 seasons ago, maybe. It was a really cold, icy day, and she left Meri shivering outside while they were filming. It was so cold that she asked Robyn to get her one of Kody's spare jackets to wear. That's not very hospitable. Robyn clearly didn't want the cameras inside, or Kody didn't. And when they did let them film in there, fans quickly noticed a lot of things. This first shot is from a few years back when Ariella Brown and Solomon Brown were still very young, and it got viewers upset because there was a bunch of bottles of what looked like medication, possibly supplements, on the kitchen counter within easy reach of Robyn and Kody's young kids, and that screamed danger to fans. The next shot is a general overview of just piles of clutter around Robyn's house during one of the season shoots. And this next shot reveals that from the moment you enter Kody and Robyn's place, there's just stuff piled all over. And one thing spotted in the background of Kody and Robyn's place wasn't clutter, but it definitely sparked fan comments. This is a note from their refrigerator, and it seems to warn all of Kody's kids, do not take Robyn's food. Maybe the note was meant for all the kids and all the wives, or maybe it was just meant for kids and wives who didn't live in the house, you know? It just seems inhospitable. In the end, many fans are convinced that a lot of the oddball stuff spotted in the background of Kody's wives' homes was left out intentionally. I think it's more, at least in earlier seasons, the stress of having that many kids and trying to clean up before a camera crew rolls in. That's a lot of work. And some viewers even wonder if Robyn's clutter was purposely staged that way to get people talking, keep them tuning in, keep those ratings going, and keep that money coming in. I wouldn't put it past them.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.